Welcome back to the Money Mentor, your trusted guide on the path to financial freedom. Today we're diving into a topic that affects millions: debt. More specifically, we'll explore strategies for eliminating and avoiding debt, paving the way for a financially secure future. Debt has become a norm in our society, with many viewing it as an unavoidable part of life. But the truth is, living debt-free is not only possible, it's crucial for your financial well-being. Debt can be a heavy burden, affecting not just your wallet but your mental health, relationships, and future opportunities. In this hour-long session, we'll break down the complex world of debt into manageable pieces. We'll start by understanding different types of debt and how they impact your financial health. Then, we'll dive into practical strategies for assessing your current situation and creating a plan to become debt-free. But we won't stop there. We'll also explore methods to avoid falling back into debt, because true financial freedom isn't just about clearing what you owe. It's about changing your relationship with money for good. Whether you're drowning in credit card debt, struggling with student loans, or simply want to live a more financially secure life, this video is for you. So, grab a notepad, settle in, and let's embark on this journey to debt-free living together. Your future self will thank you for taking this crucial step today. Understanding debt is a complex topic that affects nearly everyone at some point in their lives. To effectively tackle debt, we first need to understand what it is and how it impacts our financial health. Types of debt: good versus bad debt. Not all debt is created equal. Financial experts often categorize debt into two main types: good debt and bad debt. Good debt. Good debt is generally considered to be debt that has the potential to increase your net worth or generate income in the long run. Examples include mortgage. Buying a home can be a form of good debt as property often appreciates over time. Student loans. When used wisely, education can increase your earning potential. Business loans. Borrowing to start or expand a business can lead to increased income. However, it's important to note that even good debt can become problematic if taken on excessively or without a solid plan for repayment. Bad debt. Bad debt is typically associated with purchases that quickly lose value and do not generate long-term income. Examples include credit card debt. High interest rates make this one of the most dangerous forms of debt. Auto loans. Cars depreciate quickly, often making the loan balance higher than the car's value. Payday loans. These short-term loans often come with extremely high interest rates. Understanding the difference between good and bad debt can help you make more informed financial decisions and prioritize which debts to tackle first. How debt affects your financial health. Debt can have far-reaching effects on your overall financial health. Credit score impact. Your debt levels and payment history significantly influence your credit score. High debt levels or missed payments can lower your score, making it harder to secure loans or favorable interest rates in the future. Cash flow. The more debt you have, the more of your income goes towards debt payments, leaving less for savings, investments, or discretionary spending. Net worth. While some debts, like a mortgage, might be offset by the value of the asset they purchased, many debts directly reduce your net worth. Financial flexibility. High debt levels can limit your ability to take advantage of financial opportunities or handle unexpected expenses. Retirement planning. Debt can significantly impact your ability to save for retirement, potentially forcing you to work longer than planned. Stress and mental health. The burden of debt can cause significant stress, anxiety, and even depression, affecting your overall well-being. See common causes of debt. Understanding why people fall into debt can help you avoid similar pitfalls. Some common causes include living beyond means. Consistently spending more than you earn is a surefire way to accumulate debt. Lack of budget. Without a clear understanding of income and expenses, it's easy to overspend. Emergency expenses. Unexpected costs like medical bills or car repairs can quickly lead to debt if there's no emergency fund. Job loss or income reduction. A sudden decrease in income can force reliance on credit to cover basic expenses. Poor financial education. Lack of understanding about managing money can lead to poor financial decisions. Lifestyle inflation. As income increases, some people increase their spending disproportionately, leading to debt. Easy credit. The widespread availability of credit cards and loans can tempt people to borrow unnecessarily. Medical expenses. In many countries, high healthcare costs are a leading cause of personal bankruptcy. Divorce or separation. The financial impact of ending a relationship can be significant and lead to debt. Addiction. Gambling, shopping addiction, or substance abuse can rapidly lead to financial problems. Understanding these causes can help you identify potential risk factors in your own life and take preventive measures. D. The debt cycle. Many people find themselves trapped in a cycle of debt that can be difficult to break. This cycle typically follows a pattern: borrowing, taking on debt, often to cover immediate expenses or wants. Accumulating interest. As time passes, interest accrues, increasing the total amount owed. Minimum payments. Making only minimum payments, which primarily go towards interest rather than principal. More borrowing. As existing debt consumes more of the budget, new borrowing occurs to cover other expenses. Repeat. The cycle continues, with debt growing larger and more unmanageable. Breaking this cycle requires conscious effort and often a complete overhaul of financial habits. E. The psychology of debt. Our relationship with debt is not purely financial. There's a significant psychological component as well. Instant gratification. Debt allows us to have things now that we can't afford, appealing to our desire for immediate rewards. Social pressure. The desire to keep up with peers or maintain a certain lifestyle can drive people into debt. Optimism bias. Many people underestimate how difficult it will be to repay debt in the future. Sunk cost fallacy. Once in debt, people may continue to spend, feeling they're already in a bad situation. Cognitive dissonance. It's common for people to rationalize their debt, convincing themselves it's not a problem. Understanding these psychological factors can help you make more rational decisions about debt and spending. By thoroughly understanding the nature of debt, its impacts, and why we fall into it, you'll be better equipped to tackle your own debt and avoid future financial pitfalls. In the next sections, we'll dive into practical strategies for assessing your current debt situation and creating a plan to become debt-free. Point 2. Now that we've laid the groundwork for understanding debt, it's time to take a critical step in your journey towards financial freedom: assessing your current debt situation. This process might seem daunting, even scary, but it's essential. Think of it as a financial health checkup. Just as you need to know your physical health status to improve it, you need to know your exact financial situation to better it. Let's start with the basics. Grab a pen and paper, or open a spreadsheet on your computer. We're going to create a comprehensive list of all your debts. This means every single debt you owe, no matter how small or large. Credit card balances, personal loans, student loans, auto loans, mortgages, medical bills, money you owe to friends or family. Everything goes on this list. For each debt, you'll want to note down several key pieces of information. First, write down the creditor. Who do you owe this money to? Next, note the total amount you owe. Then, jot down the interest rate you're being charged on this debt. Finally, make a note of the minimum monthly payment required for each debt. This process might take some time, especially if you have multiple debts or if you've been avoiding looking at your financial statements. But stick with it. Remember, knowledge is power, and this knowledge is going to empower you to take control of your financial future. Once you have all this information in front of you, it's time to calculate your total debt. Add up all those individual debt amounts. The number you end up with is your total debt. Take a deep breath. If this number is larger than you expected, don't panic. Remember, we're here to face this head on and create a plan to tackle it. Now, let's dig a little deeper into your financial picture by calculating your debt-to-income ratio. This ratio is a key indicator of your financial health and is often used by lenders to assess your creditworthiness. To calculate this, you'll need to know your monthly gross income. That's your income before taxes and other deductions. Take your total monthly debt payments, add up all those minimum monthly payments you noted earlier, and divide it by your monthly gross income. Multiply the result by 100 to get a percentage. This percentage is your debt-to-income ratio. For example, if your monthly debt payments total $1,500 and your monthly gross income is $5,000, your calculation would look like this: 1,500 5 thousandths, x 100 equals 30%. This means your debt-to-income ratio is 30%. Generally, a debt-to-income ratio of 36% or less is considered healthy. If your ratio is higher than this, it's a sign that your debt levels are too high relative to your income, and you might be at risk of financial stress. Now that you have a clear picture of your total debt and your debt-to-income ratio, it's time to prioritize which debts to tackle first. There are several strategies for this, but two of the most popular are the debt snowball and the debt avalanche methods. The debt snowball method, popularized by financial guru Dave Ramsey, suggests focusing on paying off your smallest debt first, regardless of interest rate. The idea is that quickly paying off a small debt gives you a psychological win, motivating you to keep going. Once the smallest debt is paid off, you move on to the next smallest, and so on. The debt avalanche method, on the other hand, focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, this method will save you the most money in interest over time. You make minimum payments on all debts but put any extra money towards the highest interest debt until it's paid off, then move to the next highest. Both methods have their merits, and the best choice depends on your personal situation and psychology. If you need quick wins to stay motivated, the snowball method might be best for you. If you're more motivated by the idea of saving money on interest, the avalanche method could be your best bet. Another important aspect of assessing your debt situation is understanding the terms of each of your debts. Are any of your debts in collections? Are there any debts you're currently behind on? Are there any promotional interest rates that are set to expire soon? Understanding these details will help you create a more effective debt repayment strategy. It's also crucial to look at how your debt is affecting other areas of your financial life. Are you able to save any money each month, or is all your income going towards debt payments? Do you have an emergency fund, or would an unexpected expense force you to take on more debt? Are you able to contribute to retirement savings, or has debt repayment put that on hold? These questions might be uncomfortable to answer, but they're important. They help you understand the full impact of your debt on your financial health and can motivate you to make changes. As you're going through this process, it's important to be honest with yourself about how you got into this situation. Look back at those common causes of debt we discussed earlier. Can you identify any patterns in your financial behavior that led to this debt accumulation? Maybe you've been living beyond your means, or perhaps an unexpected job loss threw your finances into disarray. Understanding the root causes of your debt can help you avoid falling back into debt once you've paid it off. Remember, this assessment isn't about judgment. It's not about beating yourself up over past financial mistakes. It's about getting a clear, honest picture of where you stand financially so you can make informed decisions moving forward. It's also worth noting that if you're feeling overwhelmed by this process, you're not alone. Facing your debt situation head-on can be emotionally challenging. If you're finding it difficult, consider seeking help. This could be from a trusted friend or family member who's good with finances, or from a professional credit counselor. Sometimes, an outside perspective can be invaluable in helping you see your situation clearly and devise a plan to improve it. As we wrap up this assessment phase, take a moment to acknowledge the step you've just taken. By facing your debt situation squarely, you've already made significant progress on your journey to financial freedom. You now have a clear picture of what you owe, to whom, and at what interest rates. You understand your debt-to-income ratio and have thought about which debts to prioritize. This knowledge is powerful. It's the foundation upon which you'll build your debt repayment strategy. In the next section, we'll dive into specific strategies for eliminating your existing debt, armed with the detailed understanding of your situation that you've just gained. Remember, becoming debt-free is a journey, and you've just taken a crucial first step. Be proud of yourself for having the courage to face your financial reality. With this knowledge and the strategies we'll discuss next, you're well on your way to taking control of your financial future. Point 3. Now that we've thoroughly assessed your debt situation, it's time to roll up our sleeves and dive into the heart of the matter. Strategies for eliminating your existing debt. This is where the rubber meets the road on your journey to financial freedom. Let's start with the debt snowball method we briefly mentioned earlier. This approach, popularized by financial advisor Dave Ramsey, focuses on the psychological aspect of debt repayment. Here's how it works. You list your debts from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rates. You make minimum payments on all debts, but any extra money you can scrape together goes towards paying off the smallest debt first. The beauty of the debt snowball lies in its ability to provide quick wins. Paying off that first small debt gives you a boost of confidence and motivation. It's like losing those first few pounds on a diet. Seeing results encourages you to keep going. Once you've paid off the smallest debt, you roll the amount you were paying on that debt into payments on the next smallest. Hence the term, snowball. Your payments grow larger as you knock out each debt. Critics of the debt snowball point out that it's not the most mathematically efficient method, as you might end up paying more in interest over time. However, personal finance isn't just about math, it's about behavior. If the psychological wins of the debt snowball keep you motivated and on track, it could be the best method for you. Now, let's look at the alternative, the debt avalanche method. This approach is all about minimizing the total interest you pay. With the avalanche method, you list your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You make minimum payments on all debts, but put any extra money towards the debt with the highest interest rate. The debt avalanche is mathematically optimal. By tackling high-interest debt first, you reduce the total amount of interest you pay over time, potentially saving hundreds or thousands of dollars. This method appeals to those who are motivated by efficiency and saving money. However, the avalanche method can be challenging if your highest interest debts are also your largest. It might take a while to see progress, which can be discouraging for some people. If you choose this method, it's crucial to keep your eye on the long-term savings and not get discouraged if it takes a while to pay off that first debt. Both the snowball and avalanche methods have their merits, and the best choice depends on your personal situation and psychology. Some people even choose a hybrid approach, starting with the snowball to build momentum and then switching to the avalanche once they've built up their debt-paying muscles. Next, let's talk about debt consolidation. This strategy involves taking out a new loan to pay off multiple existing debts. The idea is to simplify your debt by combining several payments into one, ideally at a lower interest rate. This can make your debt more manageable and potentially save you money on interest. There are several ways to consolidate debt. One option is a balance transfer credit card. These cards often offer a low or 0% introductory APR for a set period, allowing you to transfer high-interest credit card debt and pay it off without accruing additional interest. However, be warned. If you don't pay off the balance before the introductory period ends, you could be hit with high interest rates. Another consolidation option is a personal loan. If you have good credit, you might be able to secure a personal loan at a lower interest rate than your current debts. You use this loan to pay off your existing debts, leaving you with a single monthly payment, often at a lower total interest rate. For homeowners, a home equity loan or line of credit might be an option for consolidation. These loans use your home as collateral and often offer lower interest rates than unsecured loans. However, they come with the serious risk of losing your home if you can't make payments, so consider this option carefully. It's important to note that debt consolidation isn't a magic solution. It doesn't eliminate your debt, it just restructures it. If you choose to consolidate, it's crucial to address the root causes of your debt to avoid falling back into the same patterns. Now, let's discuss a strategy that many people overlook: negotiating with creditors. You'd be surprised how often creditors are willing to work with you if you're proactive about addressing your debt. This could involve negotiating a lower interest rate, setting up a payment plan, or even settling the debt for less than you owe. To negotiate effectively, start by doing your homework. Know exactly how much you owe and to whom. Be prepared to explain your financial situation and why you're having trouble making payments. Have a clear idea of what you're asking for, whether it's a lower interest rate, a temporary payment reduction, or a settlement offer. When you call, ask to speak with someone in the customer retention or hardship department. Be polite but firm. Explain your situation and make your request. If the first person you speak to can't help, don't be afraid to ask for a supervisor. Remember, the worst they can say is no, and you might be surprised by how often the answer is yes. If you're dealing with debt collectors, know your rights. In many countries, there are strict laws governing what debt collectors can and can't do. They can't harass you, make false statements, or use unfair practices. If a debt collector violates these rules, you have the right to file a complaint. Another strategy to consider is the debt avalanche method, which we touched on earlier. This involves listing your debts from highest interest rate to lowest, regardless of the balance. You make minimum payments on all debts but put any extra money towards the highest interest debt. Once that's paid off, you move to the next highest, and so on. The avalanche method is mathematically optimal. It will save you the most money in interest over time. However, it can be psychologically challenging if your highest interest debts are also your largest, as it might take a while to see progress. For some people, a hybrid approach works best. You might start with the snowball method to build momentum and motivation, then switch to the avalanche once you've got a few wins under your belt. Remember, the key to any debt repayment strategy is consistency and persistence. It's not enough to choose a method, you need to stick with it month after month, even when it gets tough. This is where having a solid budget comes in handy. By tracking your income and expenses carefully, you can identify areas where you can cut back and redirect more money towards debt repayment. Consider setting up automatic payments for at least the minimum amount due on each debt. This ensures you never miss a payment, which is crucial for maintaining a good credit score. Then, manually make extra payments whenever you can. As you're working on paying off your debt, it's important to avoid taking on new debt. This might mean cutting up credit cards, unsubscribing from marketing emails that tempt you to spend, or finding new, free ways to socialize and have fun. Remember, becoming debt-free is a marathon, not a sprint. It took time to accumulate this debt, and it will take time to pay it off. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. Every payment you make is a step towards financial freedom. Lastly, don't be afraid to seek help if you need it. If you're feeling overwhelmed by your debt, consider speaking with a credit counselor. These professionals can help you understand your options, create a budget, and develop a debt management plan. Many nonprofit organizations offer free or low-cost credit counseling services. In the next section, we'll discuss strategies for avoiding future debt, because getting out of debt is only half the battle. Staying out of debt is equally important. But for now, take a moment to appreciate the progress you're making. By learning about these strategies and taking steps to implement them, you're already on your way to a debt-free future. Point 4. Now that we've explored strategies for eliminating your existing debt, it's crucial to shift our focus to preventing future debt. After all, the goal isn't just to become debt-free, but to stay that way. This section is all about building financial habits and safeguards that will help you maintain your debt-free status for the long haul. Let's start with one of the most fundamental tools for avoiding debt, the emergency fund. An emergency fund is essentially a financial safety net, a stash of easily accessible cash set aside for unexpected expenses or income disruptions. Without this buffer, even a minor setback like a car repair or medical bill can force you back into debt. So, how much should you save in your emergency fund? Financial experts often recommend having 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved up. This might seem like a daunting amount, especially if you're still working on paying off debt. But remember, every little bit helps. Start small if you need to. Even $500 or $1,000 can make a difference in preventing you from reaching for the credit card when unexpected costs arise. Building an emergency fund takes time and discipline. Consider setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to a separate savings account each payday. Treat this transfer like any other bill, it's non-negotiable. As you pay off debts, redirect some of that freed up money into your emergency fund. Before you know it, you'll have a robust financial cushion to protect you from future debt. Next, let's talk about one of the most powerful strategies for avoiding debt: living below your means. This concept is simple in theory but can be challenging in practice. It means spending less than you earn, consistently. It's about making conscious choices about your spending, prioritizing needs over wants, and being content with less than you can theoretically afford. Living below your means doesn't mean living a life of deprivation. It's about being intentional with your spending and finding joy in things that don't cost money. It might mean choosing a smaller house or a used car instead of a new one. It could involve cooking at home more often instead of eating out, or finding free entertainment options in your community. One practical way to live below your means is to adopt the 50-30-20 budget rule. This guideline suggests allocating 50% of your after-tax income to needs, like housing, food, and utilities, 30% to wants, entertainment, dining out, hobbies, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. By limiting your wants spending to 30% of your income, you ensure you're not overspending on non-essentials. Another crucial aspect of avoiding future debt is using credit responsibly. Credit cards can be valuable financial tools when used wisely, but they can also be a fast track to debt if misused. Here are some guidelines for responsible credit use. Pay your balance in full each month. This way, you avoid interest charges and keep your debt under control. Don't use credit cards for cash advances. These often come with high fees and interest rates. Keep your credit utilization low. Try to use no more than 30% of your available credit at any time. Don't apply for new credit cards unnecessarily. Each application can ding your credit score. Read the fine print. Understand the terms, interest rates, and fees associated with your cards. Remember, just because you can charge something doesn't mean you should. Before making a purchase on credit, ask yourself if you could pay for it in cash right now. If the answer is no, it's probably best to wait until you've saved up for it. Speaking of saving up, let's discuss the importance of distinguishing between needs and wants. In our consumer-driven society, it's easy to convince ourselves that our wants are actually needs. But being able to differentiate between the two is crucial for avoiding unnecessary debt. Needs are the essentials: food, shelter, basic clothing, healthcare, and transportation to work. Wants are everything else: the latest smartphone, designer clothes, fancy restaurants, vacations. This doesn't mean you can never indulge in wants, but it does mean being honest with yourself about what's truly necessary. Before making a purchase, especially a large one, give yourself a cooling-off period. Wait a day or week and see if you still feel it's necessary. Often, the urge to buy will pass, saving you from potential buyer's remorse and unnecessary debt. Another powerful tool for avoiding debt is to always pay yourself first. This means treating your savings like a priority bill, not an afterthought. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account on payday, before you have a chance to spend that money elsewhere. This habit ensures you're consistently building your financial cushion. It's also important to continually educate yourself about personal finance. The more you understand about money management, investing, and financial planning, the better equipped you'll be to make smart decisions and avoid debt. Read books, follow reputable financial blogs, or consider taking a personal finance course. Knowledge truly is power when it comes to managing your money. One often overlooked aspect of avoiding debt is taking care of your health. Medical bills are a leading cause of bankruptcy in many countries. While you can't prevent all health issues, you can take steps to minimize your risk. Eat a balanced diet, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, and don't skip preventive care like regular checkups and dental cleanings. Consider it an investment in your financial future as well as your physical well-being. Let's also talk about the importance of having proper insurance coverage. Adequate health, auto, and homeowners or renters insurance can protect you from devastating financial blows that could otherwise lead to significant debt. It might seem like an unnecessary expense when times are good, but insurance is all about being prepared for when things go wrong. Another key strategy is to avoid lifestyle inflation. As your income increases over time, it's tempting to upgrade your lifestyle accordingly: a bigger house, a fancier car, more expensive vacations. But if you can resist this urge and keep your expenses relatively stable even as your income grows, you'll be able to save and invest more, building long-term wealth instead of accumulating debt. Remember to plan for irregular expenses. Things like car maintenance, home repairs, or annual subscriptions can catch you off guard if you haven't budgeted for them. Consider setting up sinking funds, separate savings accounts for these predictable but irregular expenses. A little planning can prevent these costs from derailing your budget or pushing you into debt. Lastly, cultivate a long-term mindset when it comes to your finances. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes or high-risk investments that promise unrealistic returns. Instead, focus on steady, consistent progress towards your financial goals. Remember that small, regular contributions to your savings and investments can grow significantly over time thanks to the power of compound interest. By implementing these strategies and maintaining a vigilant attitude towards your finances, you can significantly reduce your risk of falling back into debt. It's about creating a lifestyle and mindset that values financial security over immediate gratification. It may require some sacrifices in the short term, but the long-term benefits, financial freedom, peace of mind, and the ability to pursue your true goals, are well worth it. Remember, avoiding debt is not about restriction, but about freedom. It's about having the flexibility to make choices based on what truly matters to you, rather than being constrained by financial obligations. As you continue on your journey to financial well-being, keep this end goal in mind. It will help you stay motivated and focused, even when the path gets challenging. Point 5. In our digital age, there's a wealth of tools and resources available to help you manage your debt and stay on track with your financial goals. Let's explore some of the most useful ones that can make your journey to financial freedom smoother and more efficient. First, let's talk about budgeting apps and software. These tools have revolutionized personal finance management, making it easier than ever to track your income, expenses, and debt repayment progress. One popular option is Mint, a free app that links to your bank accounts and credit cards, automatically categorizing your transactions and providing a clear overview of your spending habits. It also allows you to set budgets for different categories and sends alerts when you're approaching your limits. Another powerful tool is You Need a Budget, YNAB. This app is based on the zero-based budgeting method, where every dollar is assigned a job. YNAB is particularly effective for those serious about getting out of debt and building savings. It encourages you to live on last month's income, which can be a game changer for breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. For those who prefer a more hands-on approach, spreadsheet software like Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets can be incredibly useful. These tools allow you to create custom budgets and debt repayment plans. You can find numerous free templates online that you can adapt to your needs. The advantage of spreadsheets is the level of customization they offer, allowing you to tailor your financial tracking to your specific situation. When it comes to tracking your debt repayment progress, visual aids can be incredibly motivating. Consider creating a debt thermometer or a visual chart where you can color in your progress as you pay off debt. This can be done digitally or on paper. The key is to keep it somewhere visible as a constant reminder of your progress and goals. Next, let's discuss credit monitoring services. These tools are crucial for keeping an eye on your credit score and report, which is especially important when you're working on paying off debt. Services like Credit Karma or Credit Sesame offer free credit score monitoring and send alerts when there are significant changes to your credit report. They also provide personalized recommendations for improving your credit score. For a more comprehensive view of your credit, you're entitled to one free credit report annually from each of the 3 major credit bureaus through annualcreditreport.com. Make it a habit to review these reports regularly to check for errors or signs of identity theft. When it comes to debt repayment strategies, there are several online calculators that can help you determine the most effective approach. Unbury.me, for example, allows you to input your debts and see how different repayment strategies, like the snowball or avalanche methods, would play out. These visual representations can be incredibly helpful in deciding which strategy to adopt. For those dealing with student loan debt, the U.S. Department of Education's Federal Student Aid website offers a wealth of resources. Here, you can find information on repayment plans, loan consolidation, and forgiveness programs. The site also offers loan simulators to help you understand how different repayment plans would affect your monthly payments and total interest paid. If you're struggling with credit card debt, consider using a balance transfer calculator. These tools help you determine if transferring your balance to a card with a lower interest rate would save you money in the long run, taking into account transfer fees and promotional periods. Financial education is a crucial component of debt management, and there are numerous free resources available online. Websites like Khan Academy offer free courses on personal finance topics, from budgeting basics to more complex subjects like investing and retirement planning. Coursera and edX also offer financial literacy courses, many of which are free to audit. Podcasts can be another great source of financial education and motivation. Shows like So Money with Farnoosh Torabi, Afford Anything with Paula Pant, or The Dave Ramsey Show offer a mix of practical advice, inspirational stories, and expert interviews. Listening to these during your commute or while doing chores can help reinforce your financial goals and strategies. For those who prefer reading, many public libraries now offer free access to ebooks and audiobooks through apps like Libby or Overdrive. This allows you to access a wealth of personal finance books without spending money. Some recommended reads include Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, and I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. If you're feeling overwhelmed by your debt situation, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Credit counseling services can provide personalized advice and help you develop a debt management plan. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling, NFCC, is a reputable organization that can connect you with nonprofit credit counselors in your area. For those dealing with tax debt, the IRS offers several resources. Their website provides information on payment plans, offer in compromise programs, and ways to resolve tax-related issues. They also have a taxpayer advocate service that can help if you're experiencing financial hardship. Remember, technology can be a double-edged sword when it comes to managing finances. While these tools can be incredibly helpful, they can also make it easier to overspend if not used mindfully. Many online retailers and social media platforms use sophisticated algorithms to encourage spending. Consider using browser extensions like StayFocus or Freedom to limit your time on shopping websites or block them entirely during vulnerable periods. On the flip side, technology can also help you save money. Cashback apps like Rakuten or Ibotta can help you earn money back on necessary purchases. Just be careful not to let these apps encourage unnecessary spending. Use them for things you would buy anyway. If you're working on building an emergency fund or saving for a specific goal, consider using a high-yield online savings account. These typically offer higher interest rates than traditional brick-and-mortar banks. Websites like bankrate.com can help you compare rates and features to find the best account for your needs. For visual learners, YouTube can be an excellent resource for financial education. Channels like The Financial Diet, Graham Stephan, and 2 Cents offer engaging, easy-to-understand videos on various personal finance topics. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of community support. Online forums like Reddit's r/Personal Finance or r/Debt-Free can be great places to ask questions, share experiences, and find motivation from others on similar financial journeys. Just remember to always verify any advice you receive and consider your individual circumstances. Remember, while these tools and resources can be incredibly helpful, they're just that, tools. The most important factors in successful debt management are your commitment, consistency, and willingness to make sometimes difficult financial decisions. Use these resources to support your efforts, but don't rely on them to do the work for you. As you explore these tools and resources, be patient with yourself. It may take some trial and error to find the combination that works best for you. The key is to keep learning, stay motivated, and remember that every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal of financial freedom. Point 6. As we wrap up our comprehensive guide to debt-free living, it's crucial to address an often overlooked but vitally important aspect: the psychology of money and debt. Your mindset plays a pivotal role in your financial journey, and understanding the psychological aspects can make the difference between success and setback. Let's start by discussing the importance of changing your mindset about money. Many of us grow up with ingrained beliefs about money that may not serve us well. These could be ideas like, money is the root of all evil, I'll never be good with money, or, I deserve to spend on what I want. These beliefs, often formed in childhood or early adulthood, can subconsciously drive our financial behaviors. The first step in changing your money mindset is to become aware of these beliefs. Take some time to reflect on your attitudes towards money. Where did these ideas come from? Are they serving you well, or are they holding you back? Once you've identified any limiting beliefs, you can start to challenge and reframe them. For instance, instead of thinking, I'll never be good with money, try reframing it as, I'm learning to manage my money better every day. This shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset can be powerful. It acknowledges that financial skills can be learned and improved over time, rather than being innate talents that you either have or don't have. Another crucial aspect of the psychology of debt-free living is developing a long-term perspective. Our brains are wired for immediate gratification, which can make it challenging to prioritize long-term financial goals over short-term wants. This is why credit cards can be so tempting. They allow us to have what we want now and worry about paying for it later. To counter this, try visualizing your future self. Research has shown that people who feel a strong connection to their future selves make better financial decisions. Think about where you want to be financially in 5, 10, or 20 years. What kind of life do you want to be living? How would being debt-free contribute to that vision? Keep this image in mind when you're faced with financial decisions. It's also important to address the emotional aspects of debt. Carrying debt can be a significant source of stress, anxiety, and even shame. These negative emotions can lead to avoidance behaviors, where you ignore your financial situation because it's too painful to face. This, of course, only makes the problem worse. Instead of avoiding your finances, try to approach them with curiosity rather than judgment. Look at your spending patterns and debt objectively, as if you were a scientist studying data. This detached perspective can help you make more rational decisions and reduce the emotional burden. Dealing with financial stress is another crucial aspect of the debt-free journey. Chronic stress can lead to a host of physical and mental health problems, so it's important to develop healthy coping mechanisms. This could include practices like meditation, exercise, or journaling. Remember, taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your financial health. One powerful psychological tool in your debt-free journey is the practice of gratitude. It might seem counterintuitive when you're focused on what you owe, but regularly acknowledging what you're grateful for can shift your perspective. It can help you appreciate what you already have, reducing the urge to spend on things you don't need. Try keeping a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things you're thankful for each day. Another important psychological aspect is the concept of delayed gratification. This is the ability to resist an immediate reward in favor of a later, often greater, reward. In the context of becoming debt-free, it means being willing to forego immediate purchases or experiences in favor of the long-term goal of financial freedom. You can strengthen your ability to delay gratification by practicing it in small ways. For example, if you're tempted to buy something, try implementing a 24-hour rule. Wait a day before making the purchase. Often, you'll find the urge to buy has passed, saving you money and bringing you closer to your debt-free goal. It's also crucial to celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Paying off debt is a long journey, and it's easy to get discouraged if you only focus on how far you have left to go. Instead, celebrate each milestone along the way. Did you pay more than the minimum on your credit card this month? Celebrate it. Did you resist an impulse purchase? That's worth celebrating too. These small wins build momentum and reinforce positive financial behaviors. However, it's equally important to prepare for setbacks. The path to becoming debt-free is rarely a straight line. There will likely be obstacles and challenges along the way. Maybe an unexpected expense throws off your budget, or perhaps you slip up and overspend one month. The key is to view these setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures. If you do experience a setback, practice self-compassion. Beating yourself up over financial missteps often leads to a negative spiral. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness you would show a friend. Acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and then get back on track. Another psychological tool that can be helpful is visualization. Athletes often use visualization techniques to improve their performance, and you can apply the same principle to your financial goals. Regularly visualize yourself becoming debt-free. Imagine how it will feel, what it will mean for your life, and the opportunities it will open up. This positive visualization can help motivate you to stick to your debt repayment plan. It's also worth addressing the social aspects of becoming debt-free. You might find that your financial goals put you at odds with friends or family members who don't share the same priorities. They might not understand why you're suddenly turning down invitations or opting for less expensive options. This can be challenging, but remember that true friends will support your goals, even if they don't fully understand them. Consider having open conversations with your close friends and family about your financial journey. You don't need to share all the details, but letting them know you're working towards becoming debt-free can help them understand and support your choices. Finally, remember that becoming debt-free is not just about reaching a number on a balance sheet. It's about creating a life of financial freedom and peace of mind. As you progress on your journey, take time to reflect on how your relationship with money is changing. You may find that you're developing not just better financial habits, but a whole new outlook on life. The psychological journey of becoming debt-free can be transformative. It's about more than just paying off balances. It's about changing your relationship with money, developing self-discipline, learning to delay gratification, and aligning your spending with your values. It's about gaining confidence in your ability to manage your finances and create the life you want. As you continue on your path to debt-free living, be patient and kind to yourself. Remember that lasting change takes time. Celebrate your progress, learn from your setbacks, and keep your eyes on the ultimate prize: financial freedom and peace of mind. With persistence, self-reflection, and the right mindset, you can overcome the psychological challenges of debt and create a brighter financial future. Point 7. As we reach the end of our comprehensive guide to debt-free living, it's time to take a step back and reflect on the journey ahead. Becoming debt-free is more than just a financial goal, it's a transformative process that can reshape your entire life. Let's recap the key points we've covered and discuss how to move forward from here. Throughout this guide, we've explored the nature of debt, strategies for assessing your current situation, methods for eliminating existing debt, techniques for avoiding future debt, tools and resources to assist you, and the psychological aspects of the debt-free journey. Each of these components plays a crucial role in achieving and maintaining financial freedom. Remember, becoming debt-free is not an overnight process. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to change long-standing habits and beliefs about money. But the rewards are well worth the effort. Imagine a life where you're not beholden to creditors, where your paycheck is truly your own, and where you have the freedom to make choices based on what you want, not what you owe. So, where do you go from here? The first step is to take action. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the amount of information we've covered, but remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with small, manageable steps. Begin by conducting a thorough assessment of your current financial situation. Gather all your financial documents, list out all your debts, and calculate your debt-to-income ratio. This process might be uncomfortable, even scary, but it's crucial. You can't chart a course to your destination if you don't know your starting point. Once you have a clear picture of your debt, choose a debt repayment strategy that resonates with you. Whether it's the debt snowball, the debt avalanche, or a hybrid approach, the key is to stick with it consistently. Remember, the best strategy is the one you'll actually follow through with. Next, create a realistic budget. Track your income and expenses meticulously for a month to get an accurate picture of your spending habits. Look for areas where you can cut back and redirect that money towards debt repayment. Remember, every dollar counts. As you embark on your debt-free journey, don't forget to build an emergency fund. Even a small cushion can prevent you from falling back into debt when unexpected expenses arise. Aim to save at least $1,000 initially, then work towards 3 to 6 months of living expenses once you've made progress on your debt. Implement strategies to avoid taking on new debt. This might mean cutting up credit cards, unsubscribing from marketing emails, or finding new, free ways to socialize and have fun. Remember, living below your means doesn't mean living a life of deprivation. It's about being intentional with your spending and finding joy in things that don't cost money. Take advantage of the tools and resources we discussed. Find a budgeting app that works for you, use online calculators to optimize your debt repayment strategy, and educate yourself through free online courses and financial podcasts. Knowledge is power when it comes to managing your money. Don't underestimate the importance of the psychological aspects we discussed. Work on changing your money mindset, practice gratitude, and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Remember to be patient and kind to yourself. This is a marathon, not a sprint. As you progress on your debt-free journey, consider sharing your experiences with others. You might be surprised at how many people in your life are also struggling with debt. By opening up about your journey, you could inspire others to take control of their finances too. Plus, having a support system can make the process easier and more enjoyable. It's also crucial to think beyond becoming debt-free. While paying off debt is an admirable goal, it's just the first step towards true financial freedom. Start thinking about your long-term financial goals. Do you want to buy a house? Retire early? Start a business? Once you're debt-free, you'll be in a much better position to pursue these dreams. Remember, setbacks are a normal part of any significant life change. If you slip up or face an unexpected financial challenge, don't let it derail your entire journey. Acknowledge the setback, learn from it, and then get right back on track. Your ability to persevere through challenges will ultimately determine your success. Consider seeking professional help if you feel overwhelmed. A financial advisor or credit counselor can provide personalized advice and help you develop a plan tailored to your specific situation. Many nonprofit organizations offer free or low-cost financial counseling services. As you work towards becoming debt-free, don't forget to take care of your overall well-being. Financial stress can take a toll on your physical and mental health, so make sure you're eating well, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, and engaging in activities that bring you joy. A healthy body and mind will make you better equipped to handle the challenges of your financial journey. Consider documenting your debt-free journey. Keep a journal, start a blog, or even create videos documenting your progress. This can serve as motivation when times get tough, and it might even become a source of inspiration for others facing similar challenges. Remember that becoming debt-free is not about perfection, it's about progress. There will be good days and bad days. Some months you might make significant progress, while others might feel like you're treading water. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps might seem. As you near the end of your debt-free journey, start thinking about how you'll maintain your debt-free status. Develop habits and systems that will prevent you from falling back into debt. This might include regularly reviewing your budget, automating your savings, and continually educating yourself about personal finance. Finally, think about how you can give back once you've achieved your goal of becoming debt-free. Could you mentor someone else who's struggling with debt? Volunteer with a financial literacy program? Donate to organizations that help people in financial distress? Using your experience to help others can be incredibly rewarding and give deeper meaning to your debt-free journey. Remember, the journey to becoming debt-free is just that, a journey. It's not about reaching a destination and then stopping. It's about creating a new lifestyle, one where you're in control of your money instead of your money controlling you. It's about aligning your spending with your values and creating a life of financial peace and freedom. So, are you ready to take the first step? Are you prepared to commit to a debt-free future? The path ahead may be challenging, but the rewards are immeasurable. Financial freedom is within your reach. All it takes is the decision to start, the persistence to continue, and the wisdom to learn and adapt along the way. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. Your step towards financial freedom starts now. Embrace the challenge, look forward to the rewards, and know that with each passing day, you're moving closer to a life of true financial independence. The future is yours to shape, make it a debt-free one. Congratulations! You've either achieved your goal of becoming debt-free or you're well on your way. This is a significant milestone, one that deserves celebration. But as you stand at this financial crossroads, you might be wondering, what's next? Let's explore how you can leverage your newfound financial freedom to build wealth and secure your financial future. First and foremost, maintain the habits that got you out of debt. The discipline, budgeting skills, and financial awareness you've developed are invaluable tools for building wealth. Continue living below your means and being intentional with your spending. The difference now is that instead of directing extra money towards debt repayment, you'll be channeling it into savings and investments. Speaking of savings, if you haven't already, now is the time to fully fund your emergency fund. Aim for 3-6 months of living expenses. This buffer will help ensure you don't fall back into debt when unexpected costs arise. Keep this money in a high-yield savings account where it's easily accessible but still earning some interest. Once your emergency fund is set, it's time to think about investing. If you haven't already, start contributing to retirement accounts. If your employer offers a 401k match, take full advantage of it. It's essentially free money. Consider opening an individual retirement account, IRA, as well. Whether you choose a traditional or Roth IRA will depend on your individual circumstances and tax situation. But don't stop at retirement accounts. Consider opening a brokerage account for additional investments. The stock market has historically provided strong returns over the long term, making it an excellent tool for building wealth. If you're new to investing, start with low-cost index funds that provide broad market exposure. As you become more comfortable, you can explore individual stocks or other investment vehicles. Real estate is another potential avenue for building wealth. This doesn't necessarily mean becoming a landlord, though that's an option for some. Even purchasing a home to live in can be a form of wealth building, as you build equity over time. However, remember that homeownership comes with its own costs and responsibilities, so carefully consider whether it's the right move for you. As you start to accumulate wealth, don't neglect the importance of protecting it. Review your insurance coverage. Health, life, disability, and property insurance are all important components of a solid financial plan. Consider whether you need additional coverage now that you're building wealth. This is also a good time to think about estate planning. While it might seem premature, having a will and other essential documents in place is crucial for protecting your assets and ensuring your wishes are carried out. Consider consulting with an estate planning attorney to ensure everything is properly set up. One often overlooked aspect of building wealth is continuing financial education. The world of finance is constantly evolving, with new investment opportunities, tax laws, and economic conditions emerging all the time. Stay informed by reading financial news, attending workshops, or even taking courses on investing and wealth management. As your wealth grows, you might consider working with a financial advisor. A good advisor can help you develop a comprehensive financial plan, make informed investment decisions, and navigate complex financial situations. Look for a fee-only fiduciary advisor who is legally obligated to act in your best interests. Don't forget about tax planning. As you build wealth, your tax situation may become more complex. Strategies like tax loss harvesting, charitable giving, and utilizing tax-advantaged accounts can help minimize your tax burden and maximize your wealth-building potential. While building wealth is important, it's equally crucial to define what wealth means to you. For some, it might be a specific dollar amount. For others, it might be the ability to retire early, travel extensively, or provide for their family. Understanding your personal definition of wealth will help you set appropriate goals and make decisions aligned with your values. Consider incorporating charitable giving into your financial plan. Not only can this provide tax benefits, but it also allows you to make a positive impact with your wealth. Whether it's supporting causes you care about or setting up a scholarship fund, philanthropic activities can add meaning and purpose to your wealth-building journey. As you build wealth, be prepared for the psychological challenges that may arise. Suddenly having more money can lead to lifestyle inflation if you're not careful. Stay grounded by remembering the principles that helped you become debt-free. Wealth is a tool, not an end in itself. Don't neglect your health as you focus on building wealth. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and stress management are crucial for enjoying the fruits of your labor. After all, what good is wealth if you don't have the health to enjoy it? Consider developing multiple streams of income. This could include starting a side business, creating passive income through investments, or monetizing a hobby. Diversifying your income sources can accelerate your wealth building and provide additional financial security. Remember, building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient and consistent in your efforts. Market fluctuations and economic cycles are normal. Stay focused on your long-term goals and avoid making rash decisions based on short-term events. As your wealth grows, you might find yourself in a position to help others on their financial journeys. Consider mentoring others who are working to become debt-free or build wealth. Sharing your knowledge and experience can be incredibly rewarding and can help solidify your own financial principles. Lastly, don't forget to enjoy the journey. While it's important to plan for the future, make sure you're also living in the present. Use some of your wealth to create meaningful experiences, nurture relationships, and pursue your passions. After all, the ultimate purpose of financial freedom is to live a rich, fulfilling life. Building wealth after becoming debt-free is an exciting new chapter in your financial journey. It's a time of opportunity, growth, and realizing dreams that may have seemed out of reach when you were in debt. By maintaining the good habits you've developed, continually educating yourself, and making informed decisions, you can create a future of financial security and personal fulfillment. Remember, true wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about creating a life of freedom, purpose, and positive impact. As you move forward on this path, stay true to your values, remain adaptable to change, and never lose sight of why you started this journey in the first place. Congratulations once again on your debt-free achievement, and best of luck as you embark on this new phase of building wealth and securing your financial future. The best is yet to come.